Okay.
All right, we're good to go. We're recording.
Oh God, we're
doing. We're doing doing the business.
I've told you the Jew story, right?
That's a way to start. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at scout camp one summer, and we were hanging out on like the event field, which is like the field you go to like do morning meetup and like get announcements from the counselors and say the Pledge of Allegiance and all that shit. So like the whole camp comes together. We were just hanging out during like the middle of the day during free time, and some dude walked by in a Mountain Dew shirt that said "Do the Dew." But see, he was kind of slouched over. So my buddy looked over at his shirt and cracked the fuck up. He could not handle it. And when we all asked him what he was laughing at, he just pointed at the guy and said, "Do the Jew." And we looked over, and sure as God's got sandals, his shirt was crinkled in such a manner that it appeared to say, "Do the Jew." And Mountain Dew has just never quite been the same for me. It's always had just a bit of a Hasidic taste after that.
I mean, it is the most acidic beverage ever.
That's true.
You see them leave teeth in that thing? Now I know. I'll never leave my teeth in a jar of Mountain Dew overnight ever again. Let's see here. Okay, let's get back to my fantasy realm of inconsistent adjective formation rules, because goddamn if I don't secretly want to be J.R.R. Tolkien.
Stupid.
I'm going to start with Enfys and the Roadies moving from Mentiland to Sparrowville. Because even though this is your intro chapter, it's got to start with people who are just dicking around. So, Enfys and the Roadies, you guys are going home.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Well, you know, I think for Enfys, it's like something she was I don't know, it's unusual for her. One part of her felt like she was probably going to go back at some point. The other part was thinking she might never go back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of both expected and unexpected.
Yeah.
So strange experience.
Roadies back in Ingor. What's that like for you?
Arodes definitely didn't think he was ever going back to England.
Nope.
Yep.
This is surprising, and also I'm rather pissed off right now.
Yeah, unwanted. Alright, so the transition from the Mentilands to Ingor has a certain feel to it, what the Ingorist travelers sometimes call a clearing out or opening up of the landscape, in which the Menti tend to characterize as an unraveling. The forest thins out a little bit, and the fields grow larger and more orderly. The rolling hills and valleys smooth out somewhat into expansive, gently sloping fields, like a bunched-up tablecloth being pulled flat at the edge. Even the language opens up as the winding, slightly melodic syllables and buzzing sibilants of Menti are replaced by the broad, clear vowels and the breathy, stately rhythm of Ingorisk. To someone used to the tree cover of Menti forests or the winding maze of a Menti city streets, the open fields and wide, regular roads of Ingor can feel alien and a little exposed. Even the social climate feels more relaxed, if only because the people on this side of the border generally feel much more confident that they're going to win the next war. Whitecliff, when you get to it, is at once the most Ingorisk and least Ingorisk of cities. The broad avenues, the statues of military heroes and famous kings, imposing church fronts are all quintessentially Ingor. But as the oldest and most populated of Ingor cities, it also has its fair shares of shaded, maze-like warrens. And that's where we get to the White Worm Inn, situated at the heart of one such district near one of the royal city's dockyards. The White Worm Inn is built partially into the side of the very white cliff the city is named after. The sign of the White Worm depicts the eponymous serpent emerging from a cave in the cliff face, arching its head back over to engulf the city in a gout of yellow flame. The building has firm stone foundations and is wedged unassumingly between two larger and only slightly less disreputable buildings. Longer than it is wide, the drinking space is split between the first two stories, with the owner's private rooms and the rooms for rent on the third. The first floor is open to the public, but the second floor is the purview of a specific set of locals and is where the non-specific business of many patrons is conducted. And Sparra, this is where you are being contacted by someone for a job. Alright. Now, the man you are being contacted by is a steward of a noble. And you got a sneaking suspicion which noble it is, the one of a distinctly disreputable sort. The offer he's presenting to you is a hit on a man named Erodi Zalaria. A elderly man who shouldn't put up too much of a fight, living out west somewhere in the Mentiland, as far as your potential patron knows. So the guy you're talking to is a steward of a noble house, and this is obvious to you, and you know that. And you're also pretty sure you know which one it is. He's being guarded. He looks kind of uncomfortable. The White Worm isn't his kind of establishment. It's like the entire bar is made out of corners for people to sulk in while wearing hoods and smoking pipes. So
Yeah. That's what you want. Where are you gonna sit if you can't sit in a corner sulking under a cloak and smoking?
originally the second floor was for inn stuff too, like bedrooms and things, but they just did so much shady business here they decided they would make more money with 2 levels of bar.
Brilliant.
Yes.
So he lives out west.
Yes. We think in the village of Selahar, we had an informant go case the area a while back.
How many days travel are we talking here?
Oh, that's a number the GM hasn't explicitly put down yet, but it's like
Hey.
a few weeks to a month, I think.
That's a lot of opportunity cost. It's time not spent here, which is time not getting jobs, which is time not making money.
Of course, but
Can I expect the pay to be good enough to make up for that?
oh yes, we can discuss in the range of 500 gold was the offer that we were willing to make. It's for an old man in a rural area, so
Yeah, the
consider it a
rural.
vacation.
Yeah, the rural area is the problem. Oh yeah, vacation where I sleep in the middle of nowhere. Relaxing, I hear.
Do you want to get comped for rooms or something?
Well, that is worth talking about, isn't it?
I suppose it would.
I'm going to assume you're not terribly versed in, the more particulars of my trade, so let me explain. Rooms are dangerous, but more convenient in many ways. Someone sees a weird dickhead running through a field, he gets suspicious. But if you sleep in rooms, people know you've been there. Frankly, I sleep in rooms. It's a simpler process. Well, that's usually a city practice. Out in the wilderness, I'm probably going to get more looks than I do here.
I have been informed the Menti have cities, such as they are.
But I'm not going to one, am I?
Well, no. Eventually you're going to need to end up in this town.
Alright. I'd be game for 600.
600 gold pieces. I can talk to my employer about that. Where can I reach you if this is satisfactory to his needs?
Oh, right back here.
Right here in this place?
Yeah,
Okay. Just any time of day, or do you...
pretty much.
All right. Well,
Will that be a problem? Should I meet you in a dark alley instead?
no, that this is preferable. I mean, honestly, you could probably come by the boss's place so we can evaluate you himself, maybe. But perhaps you don't.
Do I get a key afterwards?
No, you don't.
Damn. Always worth
I can
an
let
ask.
you in.
Oh.
This guy is sweating, and not just because this place is usually a little uncomfortably warm.
I don't know, Spada is probably he's probably a hot person,
Yeah, and just looking at you makes people feel like kind of
Like-
sweaty. You are both a sweaty and a sweat-inducing man, if I understand.
yeah, it's just like, wow, he's just a little too glossy.
Yeah.
Just a little. It's upsetting. I didn't know I was allowed on the carpet.
Well, I mean, probably not in the foyer, but we can get you in the wine cellar.
Even better. You didn't meet. Never mind. You're looking a little damp over there. Spotter shuffles through his pockets, takes out a couple of knives, arranges them neatly, pulls out a handkerchief and hands it to the man.
Sean, thank you.
Oh, no problem.
He kind of.
Wait, hold on. Don't put that on your face yet. None of them are poisoned. You're all right.
I'm good.
All right. Sparta takes back his handkerchief, folds it very undelicately, places it back in his pocket, and then sheaths the 3 knives.
Okay, but this 600 GP would be amenable to you? 600 sovereigns?
Well, if it's a vacation, fine, whatever, sure. That's the sort of work I would
Good.
usually charge a little more for, but you seem like an upstanding individual.
Yes.
And I am nothing if not willing to give a discount to fair and honest people.
He like looks out of the corner of his eye like there's some joke he's not getting. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll be back later.
I certainly hope so.
He
Oh, if I don't hear from you in 2 days, I'm probably going to start taking other work, just so you know.
Yeah, I don't think it should take that long. I'll probably
Wonderful.
be back sometime tonight. And he scoots out and walks off in like a brisk little motion, his hands up here like
Oh shit.
and get into the stairs. With all due haste.
Oh, that was scary.
Just a little bit of a power walk, not
All right.
not super conspicuous, but a little bit extra.
A little extra.
Oh man, it's so seedy.
It's more seedy than a greenhouse, bitches.
Yeah. Alright.
The White Worm is pretty clean as far as these places go, and
It's clean. It's
Yeah.
just shady.
yes, it is actually physically very dim
Yes.
on the premises.
Yes.
Yeah. Lots of people don't want to be sure who they saw there and stuff like that. Also, the band plays just loud enough for plausible deniability.
Just
Yeah,
loud
yep.
It's honestly an art form all its own.
Oh yeah.
Playing
Like a
music
bouncing act.
just loud enough that you can probably claim you didn't hear any given thing.
Yeah. City watchmen often have to come by to verify if the music is in fact loud enough that you couldn't really hear conversation, and they get free drinks for the pleasure, and they usually agree that yes, it was too loud for them.
Yeah, that was. What do you know?
All right, Michael, what can you give me any info on what Spar is planning to do with this information? I sincerely hope he's not thinking of taking the job, both because that would be difficult for me, and because you're pretty sure you know who this guy works for.
Yeah. So, what exactly does Sparta know about this guy?
Leofric of Wamgrove. Okay. So he's a duke, which means he gets to wear a bigger hat than the usual noble in Spar's world. I mean, I could-
large hats.
I could wax poetic about the rights and duties of the Angorisk nobility, but basically you know that he's a big shot among big shots. Not the biggest, but decent. A decently powerful man.
He's not a 50 BMG, but he's definitely a 380 Lapua.
If you
That's a joke that no one will get. Nope.
If you keep your ear to the ground, you've probably heard that Leofwald has been pushing for. He's been advancing his political career lately. He's spent a lot of time in Whitecliff and leaving his ducal domains to be, taken care of by magistrates and things. And he's spending time in the city with keeping the king's ear, advising, trying to organize his army's place within the context of the larger Angorisk army. Politicking, being an advisor, pushing for more rights and responsibilities and things. So he's going through a bit of a career expansion right now.
But
And-
he's
yeah.
also kind of corrupt.
Yeah, the assassination you know about from 6 months ago that your friend, rival, or in between carried out successfully sort of coincided with the start of his push to become more of a political mover and shaker in Whitecliff.
Do I know the significance of Orodes?
You want to roll a knowledge history check or something like that? If Spara has knowledge history.
What the fuck?
Oh, you do?
My fuck.
He does! There it is! What do you know?
That's a 20.
Yeah.
Not a nat 20, but an overall 20.
Yeah, so yeah, Spar definitely knows that Orodes Ilaria was Marshal of the King during the Rizzi insurrection about 35 to 20 years ago. It was sort of a longer, messier conflict than the kingdom was expecting. Orodes had...
It was like 18 years long, right?
15-ish?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you had your son, and then when you came back to him, he was 18.
Maybe it was 15.
No, I thought it was 18.
I checked the document, it said they moved west with
Okay. Yeah.
Chrysos.
Oops, never mind. I was probably thinking of Anahita then.
I mean, he can have been 18, I don't care.
Holy shit, a piece of Lord John doesn't care about.
The important bit is
Save
it
the
was a
date, it'll
long
never
ass-
happen again.
A 3-year difference in the age of one guy's kid is, I mean, I guess I could be persuaded.
Is
to.
probably important later.
Yeah. Anyways, you know that Orodes Ilaria was basically in charge of Ingor's efforts in the conflict. A bunch of the conquered Menti territories had a bit of a kerfuffle. Dragged on longer than anyone in the court expected or wanted it to, and in the end, Orodes got the blame for both the thing not concluding more decisively and quickly, and also he was accused of a whole host of things. Disloyalty to the crown, cynical mercenary behavior, etc., etc.
Well, cynical mercenary behavior is something I cannot excuse. The man dies soon.
Just he's generally held up as a failure of Ingorisk military virtues, and an example of why a better man should have been chosen to lead the army in that case. Better in this case meaning better family.
Yeah.
The Ilarias were above common folk, but not really in the ranks of the nobility.
Alright. Do I have like a books guy, a guy who knows stuff?
A guy what knows stuff. Well, there's probably a bard playing the tavern who would know a few of the military
Maybe
things.
you got an old pal, like his name.
Yeah.
Like his name, you call him Brains or something. And
Yeah.
he's just a guy who
Yeah.
has a little library, and he's like, "Oh, hello, Spar.
Yeah.
Have you returned?"
Yeah, like, do I know, like, some fucking seedy mafioso, like, hey, Nicky
Yeah,
Corelli, how are ya?
Yeah. So there's Alfred the Bard playing this place. He usually is willing to talk to you after he's done the set, and he knows things. He knows war stories, the Ingorisk love war stories. So he could probably tell you a bit more about the deal with this Orodes fellow.
Stories, if you
Yeah.
will.
You have a guy who's like sort of like an underground hedge wizard, sort of like. You don't know how much magic he's got actually going on. People don't really want to test the limits of his magical ability. He can do some magic, this is known. But like, he mostly keeps to himself, asks people to acquire rare manuscripts and things like that for him. He's sort of friends with the owners and spends a lot of time in the quieter upper level to get hot meals that he can't prepare for himself because he's that kind of, that level of functionality of a person. And he would also probably be able to find the information if he doesn't know himself. So the bard Alfred and the wizard whose name is let's call him Vasa.
Vasa.
Vasa, yeah.
Alright.
Vasa has a bit of foreign about him. You think he came from across the sea at some point.
Is he, I assume Alfred's playing a set at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment. You could wait a little bit. Or you could talk to Vasa right now if he's in.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna talk to Vasa first and see if Alfred is freed up.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Where's he at in the bar?
Vasa has, he's one of the guys who are actually in a corner instead of just having corner in his soul. Because this is a rectangular building, but most of the guys I mean, just looking at them, that's a shady corner by the standards of a better establishment.
Nice.
Vasa is in an actual corner
Yeah.
near sort of a grimy filmed over window.
Because he's friends with the owners.
Yeah.
And that if you're friends with the owners, you get the actual corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like a power amplifier
Yeah.
for people around here.
Yeah.
Makes you stronger. All right.
Yeah.
It's a terrain
He's
bonus.
got a plate of some extremely rare meat, like
Rare as in barely cooked, or rare as in hard to find?
undercooked.
Ah.
Yeah, sliced thinly, and he's just like poking at it. Like there's tinks as his fork goes around
Like
because he's
prosciutto?
like sure,
Cool.
like more like thin cuts of roast, but
All right, cool.
yeah, and little cloves of garlic and vegetable. And he's like flipping through a book with the offhand.
All right. Sparta's gonna, after the herald sort of quietly leaves,
Mm-hmm.
Sparta is going to pull up a chair next to Vasa's corner.
All right, he sort of looks up. He's got sort of he's got blonde hair and sort of like watery blue eyes, like the kind of barely focused kind of. Yeah. What do you want?
I need to know something.
Well, I'm a professional knower of some things.
Ah, good to hear.
He looks around and sticks a spoon in the book and closes it. What are we looking into?
Got a bit of a prospective job coming in.
You're one of the wet work boys, right?
I'm really more of a grease work person myself, but similar.
You catch my euphemism.
Yes.
All right. He gets a pipe out, taps it a bit. And just likes it with his finger.
Create fires.
Yeah. Bing. All right. What do you need to know?
What do you know about Orodes?
I mean, that's a Ingorisk male given name. I can tell you the country of origin. I think it's Solber.
What's Orodes' last name?
Alaria.
Alaria. Orodes Alaria specifically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that guy.
military man.
Yeah.
Around about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy personally. I talked to some military types, and they've discussed the conflict. I can probably find them or get into like a library and find you more information on the subject in 18 hours. Is this urgent?
That's about the time frame I'm working with here.
Can make it 12, but it will cost a bit more.
No, I think I've got everything I need on him.
Alright, fair enough.
What was the noble's name again? Something of Wong.
Leofwald.
Leofwald.
Need to
Leopold
know.
of Longgrove.
I need to know everything you've got on Leopold of Womgrove.
Well, I'm not a political man myself. I mean, I pick up knowledge secondhand. I could, again, go research it for you, or just tell you what I know off the top of my head.
Yeah, what do you know?
Leopold of Womgrove is a duke, currently, I believe, angling to be the next marshal of the king. His father was a count, actually serving, I believe, in the same military escapade that Orodes Alaria was involved in. Yeah. About as well as I can remember, yeah. His father, Cedric, was also involved in that conflict, but was sent home with a dishonorable discharge for some leadership thing. After the conflict, Alaria sort of fell from grace, and it turns out he was responsible for the conflict going sour, according to the military. And his father, Cedric, rehabilitated himself after that, and he, talked to the king, talked to the court, talked to the nobles, common son, Mr. Alaria's character, and managed to convince everyone that he was, in the right all along, and it was Alaria's bad leadership that led to the situation, and that Alaria had tried to pass the buck onto him. Cedric got rehabilitated after the war, and he got a ducal title later in life. Now, being the towering intellect I am, I can assume that Leofold and Ilaria are related in some sort of one is hiring you to kill the other sort of way. In which case, I have to recommend if you're being hired to take out Leofold, Herodes is probably not paying you enough. Leofold is kind of paranoid from what I've heard about him.
How paranoid?
More than I would find reasonable for a man of his position.
Allow me to rephrase. Dagger under the pillow paranoid, or guards in every corner of his room and at the four posts of his bed kind of paranoid?
Like, he probably knows our line of work a little bit better than someone in his position ought to. Just, I can't say I know that he's done anything wrong or illegal, but I do know that he hires maybe a more professional military force than a duke usually does for his private security in Whitecliff. Like, most of them just bring good men from the retinue back home when they're in the city, but he made a point of hiring local boys with good track records and
Local
knew a bit
boys.
more about, yeah.
Any of them I'd know?
I think Tembrick used to come to the bar a while ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
makes sense
not
in a way.
wet workers like yourself.
No.
Just roughnecks who are good in a fight.
Yeah, Tembrick sounds familiar. Yeah, I might have something there.
Alright, that's 3 silver for what I know off the top of my head on Leopold of Longgrove.
Yeah, alright. I'm game for that. It's not like that's a third of Sparta's money or anything.
I mean, you can still talk to Alfred too.
Professional thing knowers know things.
Yes.
You know,
Knowledge is power and is also half the battle.
Yes.
G.I. Joe, a real American hero on the computer body massage.
but there's Alfred too.
Yeah,
he probably
there's
knows more about the actual war.
Yeah.
You gonna talk to him?
Yeah.
Alright, so you sort of go down and wait for Alfred to finish his set. He's
Once
just...
was a hero named Ragnar.
Oh my god. We're not in Narcondor.
I have a lot of daggers and I can throw them.
Alfred's just playing a lute tune. Louder than you ought to be able to get a lute to play. You suspect there's some bardic things going on, or maybe just good acoustics. Alfred is grizzled in like the pure sense of the word and is missing his right leg.
Oh, like John Wayne grizzled, or like Mountain Man grizzled.
You just sort of look at him and think it would hurt to rub him too much. Despite that, he does have a way with the ladies about town.
I think those two things are related.
Well, whatever the secret, yeah. He's got a little cast iron stump peg, you know, that looks a little too sharp for something you should be walking around on wooden floors with. But yeah, he's tapping his other foot while playing the lute and singing something in, geez, it's one of them foreign languages. Lots of raspy guttural noises to it, which fits his aesthetic quite well. All right, he finishes playing with a low, mournful dirge kind of sound and a tingling of the lute, and does his little bow, and some coins flick into his overturned hat. He picks it up and shifts it around, removes a napkin with something written on it, looks at it, and just tucks it in his pocket for later. So, you looking, boy?
Yeah, you got time for a conversation?
No, I got plenty of time for conversating.
Alright.
You're buying me a drink.
Jesus.
Doesn't have to be a good one.
Is there clean drinking water in this establishment?
That's probably more than the cheapest alcohol.
Fair enough.
Probably.
Is there dirty drinking water in this establishment?
I mean, you can go outside, find the river, and stick your head in.
Alright. Yeah, Spar's gonna buy him like like whatever the equivalent of like PBR is, like just beer so bad only people who are drinking it ironically have ever touched it.
All right, that's
It's like
one.
there's not even people who are so dumb that they think it's good.
Okay,
genuinely.
there are people who drink it. There just aren't a lot of people who know who know anything about beer and drink it unironically. Hicks and people who drink beer ironically drink PBR.
All right, that's just 1 copper for it.
Cool. That leave me with
We should
9,
get some of the other.
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
9 copper and 5
I'm gonna
silver.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. He looks down at it, nods like, okay, fair, and sticks his finger in a little bit to clear out some of the stuff that's floating on the surface because the cup isn't that clean. Okay. What are we conversating about?
I need a story. I hear you're in the business of those.
Yeah.
What do you know about Erodes Alaria?
Oh boy. That's going back a bit. Yeah. I actually, I think I served under him.
Really?
Back in the little rebellion the Menti types had out west.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, locals were taking issue with being under our glorious liege's liegery.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. So a couple of bastards, maybe in another life they'd be drinking at this bar, Rizzi brothers. And took particular issue to that and started rounding up local boys to make a scene. So Aurelius was Marshal of the King at the time, had done some minor service. I think there were like Arcandorus border skirmishes, or I could be wrong about that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he gets sent out with a detachment to deal with that situation. Just a pain in the ass. I was only out there for 5 years, and that was like 4 years longer than any of us was expecting it to take. Rizzi brothers knew the land. They probably had support of like surrounding counties and things in the unoccupied Menti area. You know, chiefs nearby wanted to support their kinsfolk or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Erodes, pretty good boss as far as these things go. I've worked in detachments of soldiers since then that didn't have quite as much a sense of fair play as the guy did. You know. Yeah, maybe he changed or something, because like 10 years after I was out of there, word starts filtering down that it was Erodes' fault the conflict took as long as it did. That he was either intentionally screwing things up to keep his position, or like just not conducting himself well, and like, greedy, grubbing, sending good men off to die in battles because he had personal issues with them. So the story goes. I don't buy any of that. I think people at the court just got embarrassed about the whole thing, and to save national pride, they sort of decided to sacrifice Mr. Alaria. Presented as his doing and things. Just, yeah, not a lot of specific crimes he was accused of, more just like bad leadership decisions.
Yeah, and that's what makes it suspicious.
Yeah. But Alaria left Ingor of his own accord after the war, and I heard that he just ended up living with the Menti. Like, they seemed to like him, which was proof enough for a lot of people in town that he was scummy the whole time. But so it goes. Anything more specific you wanted on that?
Any idea where he might be now?
I just know he's out west with the Menti.
Alright. Yeah, that's all I need.
And there was one guy, actually, in the anti-Alaria faction, who also served out there, Lord Cedric of Wangrove. Piece of work, kind of full of himself, pretty stupid.
What? A noble? A noble?
Yeah,
Full of
well,
himself
let's say
and
this
stupid.
was a particularly...
No, a noble full of himself and stupid. I've never heard of it. It's never happened.
Let's say this guy was particularly noble. Embodied those virtues a little harder than other people did, yeah. I was out of the service at the time, but I heard that he really screwed up on the division he was leading, like
Ah.
led a charge into a bad situation, lost a good number of cavalrymen to just stupid hubris. Of course, after Ilaria fell from grace, he says that it was all Ilaria's orders, and he, got passed the buck.
Well, of course.
And my opinion is, he was a much more noble man than Herodes, in every sense of the word, So,
Well, there's
that
nothing
actually
like
inform you as to
nobility.
what I believe about who called the order and
Yeah.
who passed which buck, which way.
Yeah.
Last I heard, that bastard got a dukedom.
Ugh. Is there no justice in the world?
Well, thank God, no, but...
Amen. Alright. Yeah, I've got what I need. Thanks, Alfred.
Thanks for the beer.
No problem.
He slams that and
The horse piss has to go somewhere.
pulls the napkin out and starts sauntering over in the general direction of Femmes.
Alright.
Oh. Oh, surprise.
Alright, Spotter's gonna head home.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting a little close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these guys will be getting into town around the same time, but later that night, if you don't go back to the to the inn, like small hours of the morning, you'll get a knock at the door. Wake up!
I don't like this shit.
Do you have anywhere else you can be, man? Come on. You recognize the voice. It's one of your friends from the White Worm.
Alright. Spotter's going to just... Why do I have a longsword and not a rapier? Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you can switch.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
be switching that out, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, weren't you gonna switch out your 2-weapon fighting for weapon finesse? Just getting that straight out.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Deal with that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spotter draws a dagger, blade held, and comes to the door. The hell do you want?
Sparta, we got a guy at the White Worm, says he's looking for you. Says you said you'd be there or something. What, you trying to sweat him?
They offered me a job.
Are you declining?
You can't decline a job to those kind of people's faces.
So, what do I tell him when I go back?
You don't. Listen,
Okay.
can I ask you a favor?
Yeah, what do you need?
Can you get them roughed up?
I mean, if it's that kind of guy.
Listen, I need him to not want to come back here.
Oh, I can scare him out, yeah. I just don't want any hired thugs coming into the place that are, hired to go into the place.
Yeah. Alright. If you can scare him out and... I don't know, if you can scare him out, good. If you can convince him that I just couldn't make it in time, and then scare him out, even better.
Alright, I can say something about you being occupied or whatever. You owe me.
Yes, I do.
And he shuffles off into the night with his lantern. Okay.
You stiffed him.
Failure.
Ba 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 ba.
There's no feeling more intense than stalking a
Cats. Okay, I think it's time to get back to Arodes and Enfys. You guys are making your way.
The old people.
The old brigade.
The old timers.
A spry
Igor ain't the way I left it.
an old lady of 242 and a spry young youth of 68. Yeah, you guys get to Whitecliff
Young
about this
youths.
time. And from now on, you guys are going to have to be keeping track of, tavern expenses.
Yes. Okay. Well, it is fine. I actually have a pretty good sum of money
Yeah.
that we can use for such things.
I am not poor either.
Yeah, Enthis kept a lot of savings after her conflict that's just been sitting in a chest.
Yeah, I have just shy of 4 gold pieces.
I have just shy of 50.
I'm imagining you took your entire salary after the war was
Yeah.
with you and didn't really spend it,
Yeah,
except in small increments over the period of time.
yeah.
All right. So you guys arrive in White Cliff
Yeah.
at about 3 o'clock the following day.
Oh, also, I've got stuff I can sell.
Mhm.
We can get to that later, but like I have kobold gear.
Yep. So you guys roll into town. It's about 3 in the afternoon.
I can't sell this sling for anything. I'm just gonna erase it. Slings don't cost anything.
Yep.
No, we can keep it around.
It's for small creatures,
You'll
though.
never know.
Maybe we'll meet some more goblins.
They're half
Maybe we'll
living in White
become
Cliff.
goblin lords again. It'll be great.
I mean,
Okay.
it's a piece of leather. It's gotta be worth something. Even if that something is serving as the material component for like 3 uses of mage armor.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys, what are you two gonna do with your day?
Well, first we're gonna find a place to stay. I know-
I'm going to go out on a limb and assume we'll wind up at the White Drake or whatever.
The White Worm.
The White Worm.
Now you don't have to end up there. Erodes, you want to roll a knowledge check?
Knowledge local.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a place Erodes probably spent a good amount of time in his youth. And the White Worm was an establishment there. It's something of an institution.
It's like that corner bar near my house, Cappers.
You can do that.
Just like never went away when zoning laws got changed.
Yeah, it's that place that looks like it really shouldn't be there.
Yeah. It's like, residential, 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 bar, residential, residential.
Yeah, like an old 2-story
Like,
brick building.
it hasn't been upgraded in a while because they legally can't. They do any construction here, they're just gonna have to tear it all down.
Yep.
Okay, that's gonna be 20 total.
Yeah, you know about the White Worm Inn and that you can rent rooms there. You know that the White Worm is also a place of ill repute where, some of the nastier elements of White Cliff's criminal underside congregate.
So, you know,
And as much as- Yeah. White Cliff
one
isn't...
of the better places for me to go trying to figure out who the fuck is trying to kill me!
Yeah.
Why won't you drop it already, you absolute bitch?
Yeah, that's the primary utility of the place. You could also rent a room there, and it's not actually that dangerous. It probably won't be a nice room, but it's
You
a,
won't get stabbed.
yeah. Business generally does not get conducted
Yeah.
on the property.
Yeah.
The family that controls it,
Yeah.
Does not look kindly
Well-
to folks using it for business.
yes.
Well, I'll have to defer to your authority on this, Erodes.
Well,
It's been,
Anthus has probably been to probably spent
Yes.
less time in White Cliff.
but it's been more than a century since I've been here, though.
Mm-hmm.
So much has changed.
That's true. Not that Anthus's memory is necessarily faded, but that the city itself is
Yeah.
a different place.
That's what
It's
I was
bigger,
saying.
you notice that coming in. There's a bit of a sprawl of districts spilling out along main train roads.
Oh my, it has
outside
changed
the
a lot
walls.
here.
Yeah. Most of the city is within the walls and laid out pretty well as far as things go. The Kenrick's Palace, the name for the castle that sits at the top of the White Cliff, still looks much the same as when you were here, and definitely when you were here.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to know some things don't change.
Yep.
Well,
So the city is sort of built on there's sort of a gap in the cliffs that run along the coast here, and the city sort of sprawls out from the palace as the head at one end and curves down towards docks along the banks of a little river that swiftly moves down that same area. So the docks and things are all in that lower section, and the wall curves around towards the other side, encompassing that other cliff face. So pretty well defended.
Imposing.
Yes.
Okay.
A spectacle.
So I would like to make it clear that I am not taking great lengths to hide my identity, but I'm certainly not wearing my military uniform. Probably have a hood over my head.
Mhm.
Like,
We're hood pals.
yeah.
Except I'm a little ostentatious.
Incognito,
Yeah.
not drawing attention to myself, but not like, oh my god,
Yeah.
nobody can possibly see that I'm
Yeah.
here, otherwise everyone's gonna be trying to kill me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though a wiser, or at least more paranoid person would in fact go that route.
All right.
Ventus is a little bit more ostentatious, though.
Like, does she have her hood down?
I mean, she has her hood up.
Yeah.
But you know,
Hood up is. I mean, it's not bad weather today. It's a sunny indoor day, so yeah, people are like, she doesn't really want to be seen
yeah.
for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. But I do also have that tapper that has the crow on it.
Hmm.
You know, I've got a look that sticks out.
Like, this isn't nondescript, dark muted colors cloak. This is actually black, which is harder to get and more noticeable than just.
Yeah.
Mine is nondescript muted colors.
Yep.
Possibly with enough patches on it that it's more patches than original cloak.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, you guys pass into town then, and Greer, are you having a Rhodes lead Enthus straight away to the White Worm, or are you checking out any of the sites?
Let's go straight to the White Worm.
Okay.
Mm.
Spar, about what time do you leave your home and head out to the bar usually, or do you not spend much time there on the day?
What am I gonna do in my house? Of course I spend time there.
Even though you're broke.
I'm not broke. I have an entire 5 silver and 9 copper to my name. That's a shitload of booze. Bad booze. But still a lot of it.
It'll still get you there.
You know? You don't have to get there in a Rolls Royce. Sometimes you can get there in a Lincoln Town and Country or a fucking Dodge Dart. You know, it really doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You arrive at the establishment. It's wedged between like a warehouse and a office for a mercantile firm.
Oh, place in Cliffshade, I haven't been here very often.
That's not a place I've been to often, but unless the atmosphere of the place has changed, it's probably one of the better places for me to figure out who's still actively holding a grudge against me.
That is the object of this, isn't it?
Yep,
Well, you have my support.
appreciate it.
Maybe soon I'll figure out why Palachi wanted me to go here.
Yeah, hopefully after we've conducted out my business here. I have a feeling whatever he has planned is gonna make us more noticeable.
Well, I'm sure the crow understands the importance of discretion. So, not to worry. I will not do anything to endanger your endeavors.
Thank you. Okay. I enter the White Worm.
Here, let me get you a drink. What would you like?
Alright, you guys enter the establishment. It's got the usual dimming of things for a second as a bunch of heads swivel at the door. And then they go back to the business. The bar in this side is to one side. You see a grizzled old man with a cast iron peg leg playing the lute in the back and some stairs leading up and down.
Should I roll a knowledge check to recognize him or something?
Yeah, let's have some rolls here.
20.
That's a nat 20.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, you know this guy.
That's Alfred.
Hey, it's this motherfucker.
Yeah, Alfred Greybeard, now finally living up to his name, is playing in the back. Ingorsk Boy, you remember when he was stout and less grizzled and had 2 legs. You think you remember when he lost that leg, actually. You were there that night in the infirmary. They had a healer over him channeling, but it was too late for the stump since it was taken as a prize. His leg is now probably decorating some mantelpiece somewhere, unless they realized what a stupid that idea was and just threw it out. He worked with a detachment of soldiers. He was good for morale and things, and there weren't a whole lot of military bards back in the day, but he generally got to get off of more menial duties because he helped morale, and you were probably fine overlooking that.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't your unit anyways. Yeah, he sort of pauses as he's playing, but then keeps going, and he nods at you like, yeah, I recognize you, I know where you are. He looks kind of surprised. Alright, if you go over to the bar...
Yeah, I'll go over to the bar and
Yes.
wait for him to... Wait for
I'm gonna
Alfred
flick him
to
a silver.
Start a conversation.
Alfred gets a silver because I like his music.
Yeah, he winks and inclines his head a little roguishly at you. Yep. Yep. You're old enough to be his mom.
That's the problem.
I mean, every elf is... The vast majority of elves he could be dating are old enough to be his mom. That is an issue with elves.
I mean, that's like Enthus's problem with finding a romantic partner, because that's what she always thinks.
Hopefully she doesn't have that general problem with men outside of Parle, because that's
Yeah.
going to be an issue.
Yeah.
In Parle, it's like everyone here is someone who called her Ma at some point. So.
Yeah.
That's. Ugh.
She can handle a guy who is technically, a tenth of her age, but she can't handle a guy who is a tenth of her age.
Who she remembers when he was in diapers.
Yes. Alright. If you go over to the bar, there's a few stools empty.
Yeah.
A slim olive-skinned woman is behind there. She's looks vaguely foreign in a certain way. You think
Maybe from the Circle C?
could be maybe Maril if you ever met a person from there. There weren't that many in White Cliff back in your day, but
Yeah.
who knows? She's got a scarf around her head and she's tapping the counter as you
Okay.
come up. Can I
Here,
get something for you?
here, let me buy you a drink.
Thank you.
What'll you be having?
Do you have any good ciders?
Yeah, same. I think we do. I can pull one up. She gestures at a guy further down the bar, and he looks up and she says cider, and he nods and goes downstairs. Big half orc guy.
Okay.
With a bit out of one of his ears.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, how much is it gonna be for 2 drinks? What are you having?
What did we decide that Herodi's favorite drink was?
I don't remember.
It was beer, right? Because
Oh yeah,
Ger-
it was just
you know,
normal beer.
Ingor is Germany.
Yep.
So
Or Germanish.
yeah,
Germanic.
Germanic.
Well, that would imply they're actually Germans,
Yes.
but they are analogous to Germany in
Germans.
culture. Yes.
Yeah.
Germany.
They're German.
Germany.
Jokes.
All right. Big half-orc guy comes up a bit later with 2 wooden goblet-type things, slides them across surprisingly delicately to you, and just nods and goes back to his business.
How much?
That'll be 6 copper.
6 copper. Well, that brings me to an even 75.
I didn't ask, but good to know.
That's good information to give to a seedy bartender. What a good idea.
Clearly you have faith in our establishment if you're talking about that. You might want to watch yourself on the way out, because our hospitality ends at the door frame, so...
Enthus just smiles with that.
We've had the family's had to come to decisions about whether a crossbow fired from inside when the person was outside counts, but,
Oh, I imagine that's a great point of contention.
Oh, yeah. Like, he was across the doorframe when he got hit, but the crossbow was over there.
Oh. That complicates things.
Ta-da,
Alright, I presume Spada is on the 2nd level
Oh, yeah.
talking business.
hmm
Alright.
Alfred finishes playing his set eventually, scoops up his hat as usual, shuffles the money into a pocket, and walks over to where Larry's is, Erodies. Not Larry's, that's stupid. Erodies is working on his drink and says, "Sir?"
Eddie.
And, I don't know who you are, but,
Do you know each other?
well, yes, I served under this fine gentleman.
Oh,
Back when there was the insurrection.
is that so?
I'd offer to get you a drink, but seems like you're already working on one,
Yes.
so I'll offer to get myself one of the usual.
I'm a veteran myself. I might not look it,
Oh,
but from a
okay.
much older war.
You outrank me?
I don't think so.
Did you have a rank?
Not to my memory, no.
Okay, regular infantry. How we doing?
Not too badly. I'm sorry, my military dialect has fallen out of practice in the past 90 years.
Yeah, but the military changed a little bit. 90, you're an elf. That's fair. Say, I know a guy who was in the army about that long ago. Maybe I can scrounge up a meeting between you two.
What was his name?
Oh, Tembrick. He was a not Tembrick. I use that.
Yeah.
Snorri. Snorri. Yeah, he was a dwarf.
Do I know that name?
Yeah, you know Snorri.
Oh, Snorri! Snorri... I can't say bronze blood.
No, this is... Snorri didn't really go by his clan name. When he asked you, he would laugh and change the subject. He put the dwarf as last name if he ever had to sign anything, which was shockingly rare. It did happen, but...
Snorri? Is that the one who never talks about his surname?
Yeah, Snorri.
Oh, I know Snorri! Oh, he's a terrible dwarf!
Yeah, what a hell of a guy. Oh man, you know him?
Yes, same regiment, I
Are
believe.
you Twigs?
Yes.
He always talked about Twiggy. Oh man, sir, you've brought a living legend in here, or the friend of one.
I never really thought
He didn't speak ill of you. He likes you.
I never thought I distinguished myself that much.
No, he's always talking about his war buddies from 100 years. I'm gonna go find him. Actually, that's pretty.
I would love to meet Snorri again.
Yeah.
Alright.
He sort of slams what's rest.
This is a great homecoming
boss.
for me.
Either you're trying to kill someone or someone's trying to kill you, is what I've gathered.
Well, they made the first move, but since they didn't give up their grudge, I guess now the feeling's mutual.
Well, I sort of guessed that. There's a local boy, Spar, tiefling upstairs. He's not as bad as he could be, given the circumstances. He unceremoniously declined an offer to rub you out yesterday, so you might want to go have a chat with him.
That seems like quite the gentleman I should talk to.
Would
Thank you for
Alfred
the-
know that I had a job to kill him?
Well, like the guy came by looking for Spar later that night, remember? And you told him that he was to be declined, generally speaking.
Oh, I was telling Alfred that?
No, it wasn't Alfred, but
Alfred was around to witness that.
Yes,
Fair
Alfred
He's
saw.
paid to know everything.
Yeah,
Especially
shit
things
gets
that
around.
happen in the bar.
This is the ground of ears to the. This is the bar where ears are to the ground all the time, and not just because people pass out and or get in fights.
You'll get more than an earful of booze.
Yes. You'll also get information, boozy information, the most reliable kind.
When they're too drunk to lie.
I don't know if you have a particular problem with this, Michael, but yeah. I mean, you guys should probably meet up at some point. anyways.
but you know, I'm a GM. But
No, like if you think it's unreasonable, you can always tell me. But
it's not unreasonable. There's like no direct through line, but you don't need one here. 'Cause
Yeah.
people talk shit all the time, and people hear shit all the time.
yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
you to feel like I'm.
And also, we want people to get together.
That's true, but I don't want it to feel like I'm
we don't want
transparent.
to. We don't want to play a campaign-long game of how long can we go without actually getting the party together.
I didn't roll a gather information check for Alfred, but this is well within the bounds of one. So like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is well within the realm of things he could know.
yeah,
So whatever.
cool.
Okay. So
All right, so he leads you guys upstairs and sort of makes eye contact with Sparrow across the room. Like,
Alright, Sparta is just like...
he gives you a thumbs up and like nods at them, and then he pokes his way back downstairs.
You've even got a prop right now. Look at that.
Yeah, Spotter is probably just dicking around with his daggers.
Okay, are you guys gonna head on over and have a chat?
We will.
All right.
Spotter is probably nursing a glass of whiskey.
He seems an ostentatious sort of fellow.
Arodes will sit down next to him and drop a silver on the table next to him.
I'm gonna go get a drink. You guys can just start talking. I'll be listening, of course.
Okay.
I didn't
So
know I was
I-
getting financed.
I heard a certain individual was asking you to kill me.
Who'd you hear that from?
Alfred.
Yeah, alright, that's true.
And I also heard that you declined the offer.
Who'd you hear that from?
Also Alfred.
Yeah, okay, that's true too.
Oh, man, I love this.
You're Arodes? Ilaria?
Yes.
Have I been paid to kill you?
Not to my knowledge.
Alright, cool.
I don't think it'd be a little more difficult to hold a grudge for 93 years, but people have managed worse.
Yeah, I can think of a couple people who would manage. Alright, what are you doing back in Whitecliff? I hear you tried to skip town. You did it successfully.
I did for quite a while. I thought this whole thing was past me. And then, and DM has not determined yet how long it takes.
About a month.
About a month. Okay.
We've been traveling for a month together.
3 weeks.
And then a couple weeks.
It might be 2, but like, you know, that's the time frame.
Okay. But then a couple weeks back, some kobolds came into my town and
Alright.
were apparently paid by someone here to kill me.
They hired kobolds, which
That's like,
makes it a little bit more alarming that this person has power to me.
that's... See, that gets to me. That is unprofessional, if anything. You hired kobolds. There are people who do this for a job. Never mind.
I mean, think about it. They hired kobolds and then plan B was you? That's insulting.
It's like drilling a hole in the bottom of a mug to drink beer that way. Whatever. Alright. So someone hired kobolds to try and kill you.
Yes.
The equivalent to trying to kill you by throwing rocks at your head. Whatever. Any ideas as to who it might be?
No, but I figured the person who was almost hired to do so might have a better idea.
Yeah, I've got an idea or two.
Is that going to cost me more?
No, you paid up already. His name is
Leopold of
Leopold
Lomgrove.
of Wamgrove.
Yes, and you know his father's name was Cedric.
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to know a man named Cedric of Wamgrove, would you?
I am familiar with the idiot.
Well, he didn't try to kill you. His
Okay.
son, however, Leopold.
How do you spell Leopold, by the way?
Leofweald.
And how do you spell Wamgrove?
WAMBGROVE.
Like a wombat, but not at.
Okay.
Belly forest.
What?
Wom.
Gross.
Anglo-Saxon belly.
gross.
Oh, that's where we get womb from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
Okay.
Yeah, his son Leopold, he's seems like he's got some beef with you. Yep.
Just as we thought. Parents just have to pass their grudges off to their children.
Yeah.
So you did have ideas.
No specific names, but
Yeah.
There were many families who wanted me gone, so
Yeah, it's
as
no
far as I
skin
knew,
off.
it could have been basically anyone.
Yeah, it's no shavings off my horns. Whatever.
They are excellent horns, though.
That's awful kind of you. He does sort of like a hair slip back that bumps up over his horns.
It's striking. You kind of have your hair sculpted around them.
Yeah, you kind of gotta work around them.
Well, thank you for the information.
Oh, that's not all. Well, I can help you out a little bit more if you're willing to invest.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do seem like you are good with that knife.
I'm alright with this one. It's a little heavy on the handle. I tend to throw them, so that's not terrible, but I've got better. It's not the point. I'm not here to sell you. Anyway. Yeah, I've got a bit of an in with the, I've got a bit of an in. Not this one. Put it to you this way. Sparta shifts from looking away from them to looking directly in and pulls his whiskey in. Yesterday was it yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday I ducked my acquaintance that was trying to pay me to rub you out. I probably still have an in with the guy, which puts me comfortably in with Leofwald, at least for the time being. I don't have this in for much longer, but I can make something happen. Something tells me you don't have the money to pay me to rub him out for you.
I do not.
I have a certain sum, but I wouldn't know what the general price for these things is.
A lot.
Oh yes.
Noble.
And I've got word through the grapevine that there are a couple of external factors that are gonna put a couple of extra figures on the end of that price tag for Leofwald in particular. But what I can do is I can get in and I can gather information for you. It's not my specialty, but it's something I can do. I don't know if that interests you at all, or if you'd rather we just get the fuck out.
It's better than
But
nothing.
It's an option.
It's better than doing nothing.
It is indeed. How much would I have to pay you for this service?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, that price is negotiable. I'm currently unaware of the exact nature of the innards of his residence, but I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be on the more frustrating end of things. Slide me 30 gold up front and we'll talk about the rest later.
I do have enough for that. But we might want to discuss whether or not we're going to go. You know what? Yeah. So Enthus takes out her coin purse. Well, it's a good thing I saved up then.
Alright, Sugar Mama's got your back here.
Before money can exchange hands,
Oh, god damn it.
there's a notice from the corner of a room. One of the family members that runs the place has a little parrot he keeps on a perch nearby. It squawks usually obscenities at customers for money, but he's working up here today, so he just shut up. he tells it to be quiet. The little parrot starts acting agitated and it's like, Salah, what's wrong with you? And it takes off and flies across the room. It hops a few times over the bar and then flips across.
birds.
And lands on Spara's shoulder.
Dad, the fuck you want?
Oh, hello. Oh, you're a beauty, aren't you?
You want him? I swear to God, if you shit on this jacket, I'm gonna turn you into wings.
Come on.
The fuck off of me.
The bird
And
rubs itself a bit against Spara's greasy feathers and jumps onto your finger.
Hello.
Good business! Good
Sky
business!
rat.
Rat!
Good business?
Rat!
Oh, you are very handsome, aren't you?
The parrot starts making a laughing noise.
The hell is this shit?
Just a little more human than your
Yeah. Enthus kind of has a suspicion about this, but she's not like... She's kind of giving it a meaningful look now, but also scratching it right
I
under
think
its
we
chin.
may be witnessing an act of Divine intervention.
Oh, wonderful. I might need you to slide me an extra 5 gold if you have to get involved.
Good care, the bird says. Right.
Good care.
Good care. Right. Mother and child. Right.
Are you sure?
Right. A ways of things. Right. The bird starts swearing in a foreign language. Obviously.
How is any of this?
Fuck! Damn it! Shit! Fuck! Ah! Damn! The barkeep is coming over. Ah! Oh!
Oh, what's this one's name?
Isgrim.
Oh, he's very handsome.
Well, yes, but Sarah, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? The bird looks a little agitated, like it doesn't know what just happened. Damn! Shit! Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'll pour you a drink.
Yeah.
You said your name was Spara?
That's me.
Well, I look forward to our business.
Yeah, me too.
All right, gonna slide you those 30.
Alright, Spada does another.
Spar, you want to roll an insight for me? Just like roll a d20 and add your wisdom.
Alright. 4.
All right, yeah, you have a weird sense.
What?
of it.
What the fuck was that? Whatever, at least it didn't shit on my coat.
Yep.
Okay, write down that you have 30 gold pieces now.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Don't let that just suddenly completely disappear from the party. That would be sad.
All right, so Spara, you've been paid to go canvass the place.
Yeah. Alright, Spada's gonna go and do that.
All right, so Spara, you head out to do that. On your way out, you see a big dwarf guy walking briskly through the crowd. Doesn't have a beard, wow. He does have one hell of a mustache, and he looks very excited about something as he's going.
Oh, that looks wrong. Oh.
No. I can appreciate a dwarf with like a mustache. Like if he had no facial hair at all, that'd be like, ugh.
Wrong bad.
Yeah,
Wrong
it's
bad.
like a big,
But if it's like
Alright.
a woof,
yeah.
Alright.
oh, it's like a woof.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's
if we're
sort of
working with,
hanging
like-
straight down.
I was thinking it was like a curly,
No,
album like
we're working with
mustache, but bigger.
we're working with like a
A handlebar mustache.
Yeah, we're working with like some serious business. I can handle
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like this is a bigger mustache than most full beards on human men have.
That's a little funky. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so you and the roadies are probably talking about the little exchange you just had as far as on his way out. At
Yeah.
the top of the stairs, the dwarf's like, Twigs!
Snorri, you fat oaf!
Ah! Everyone in the upper level is watching you too as he comes over and like gets you with a spine cruncher of a hug.
Yeah, it's just like this looks like when he gets at this, you know, imagine like this really spindly figure just kind of like
Ah, there's Twiggy. There she is. Yeah. Oh, who's this then? Is this a husband or a son? Or what am I looking at?
neither, surprisingly enough.
Oh,
Just a recent acquaintance.
oh, how you doing?
I've been better, but Erodi Deliria.
Snorri.
Just Snorri.
Snorri the dwarf. Further between dwarves than I've gotten in the wrong room. Let's get another round of drinks up here. Twigs, where you been? Where you been, lad? His accent is... He mostly sounds like a modern Ngorisk accent is what he's acclimated to, but he slips a little bit into like the dwarvish brogue a little bit around there.
Okay.
Closer to what he sounded like 100 years ago.
Okay. Oh, I've been in the Menti lands actually.
Yeah. I heard you moved west. I didn't know you stopped after a while. From my record, you just kept going.
Yes, I eventually went into the sea.
Staying among the people we fought?
None that we fought. Over in Parle, it's on the western
general
side.
way. Yeah, you know, my old hold was way out that way, so I was worried for a second.
Don't worry, I didn't get involved with them.
Well, that's all I can ask for. I'm not a good man, because I'm a dwarf. I'm not a good dwarf, But I can say that for
Well, I can say that you're a good guy.
Aw, Twigs.
No, it's been...
That's all have you been up to?
Well, I mean, it had been almost 90 years since I'd even seen a dwarf. You're not the first one I've seen in that time, though. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, you're cheating hard.
No, I'm sorry. Some dwarf in a bar in Selahar took that honor.
Shalhar, that sounds like a place I don't know about.
It's where Rhodes is from.
Ah,
And he's also from Ningorisk, who
so
came
not
to-
where he's from. From.
That's where I'm from now.
That's where you're from. That's
That's where I'm going after this.
I feel you, lad. Yeah, his accent is getting more stronger the more relaxed he is. How
You know, you're from Whitecliff.
Yes, that's where
So
I'm from
he-
now.
He is from Selahar, and I am from Parl now.
I think I passed by that place my first time coming out east.
Really?
The only time I'll ever have to come out east, I hope. I swear. Yeah, Appley place. Lots of trees.
Mm-hmm. That's where the name comes from. Do you know any Menti?
Of course, that had been away. Oh, that had been 170 years I was in Parl, and just for the night.
It's a lovely little town,
Yeah.
and with excellent people.
Yeah.
I taught many of them. I actually became a teacher.
Oh. Well, that's what you got up to after. What was Emphasis Ramon in the army?
She was just she worked as a scout,
Hmm.
mostly.
Yeah. Fighting
Um,
with sword and bow.
Yeah, her bow is like she used to be very good with a bow, but since then she's really fallen out of practice.
It's something you need to keep your hand in for.
Yeah, and her bow broke after she like sometime during
The conflict, or
afterwards. Her sword, shield, and armor were still intact though.
Wow. That's surprising.
Fallen out of practice with the bow though. I might buy
That's a shame.
I might buy a new one, but
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever be as good as I used
I
to be.
remember you were your old head splitter back in the day.
That's me.
There's one time she finds an encampment coming up on our main column, and of course she gotta run back quick and let us know. But she pins a guy to a tree by his ears. I don't think she was trying to do that, but good times. Good times. He seems to catch us on it.
I was a true elf, wasn't I?
Yeah.
But also not.
Woods are scary when there's elves about.
Well, I do think I enjoyed life with the Menti.
That's
more,
good. That's
though.
good. They aren't bad people. They're just people on the other side of a sword.
Yes. I don't know if you were around
Well,
me.
that's what. Oh, I caught religion, by the way, and yeah, pulls a tiny little holy token of Letharan out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, so have I, old friend.
Oh no, it's spread. Human gods. There's something in the water for them. Which one's got you now?
Huh? A Menti god, actually.
You've gone full native, haven't you?
Palachi.
Oh, crow guy, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The laughing crow.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard stories. Yeah, respectable.
Good
but,
stories. The most fun stories I've ever heard
Well,
from a god.
I'd be happy to hear them as a devotee.
I'd be happy to tell.
As a devotee of my main armored man up there, I'm obligated to take care of my comrades like that. So if you've got a yarn you want to spin, I got.
Oh, I've been.
On the topic of my religious obligations to you, though, you need a place in this. I can put you up. I can take care of this guy. Yeah, it's good to see you.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you. If you won't mind, I'll be taking you up on that. We don't really have.
Yeah, of course I'd be insulted. I do live in a cave though. Like, it's a house of dwarf.
I grew up under a tree. It's fine.
Twigs, that's it. All right, so we can keep going on this a little bit. Do you guys want
Yes.
to break for lunch?
Sure.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Sure. Yeah.
There's an interesting thing. What do all of us? What writer do we all secretly want to be? You want to be Tolkien?
Oh, I want to be Pratchett way more than I want to be Tolkien.
Yeah, all right. You want to be Pratchett? I want to be Lovecraft. Simon?
I don't know. I do not know.
Greer? I think Greer wants to be Tolkien.
Greer wants to be Hemingway, but not in the write a book way and the like live a crazy life and fight people way.
You're not wrong. I feel like, given my GMing style, one could argue I want to be Martin. J.R.R. Martin.
Yeah,
But, like,
I can
I've
see
never
that.
actually read it.
George R.R. Martin, you mean?
Yeah.
J.R.R. Martin. The terrifying and ultimately powerful fusion of J.R.R. Tolkien and George R.R. Martin.
I mean,
He's
what
got
does
4 R's. He's the most powerful fantasy writer ever made.
The fantasy writers get more powerful the more middle initials they have.
It's true.
You're
Okay.
not wrong.
Especially if it's ours.
See, J.K. Rowling, not very powerful. She had a fantasy world that was basically the real world with like wizards hiding under the rug.
Yep.
But
George R.R. Martin. Oh shit!
Yep.
I mean, Terry Pratchett doesn't have any middle initials, though. But I guess
But he's got 2 R's in his name.
That's true. It must be the R's.
It's the R's.
R density.
Yeah, I think J.K. Rowling was
Well,
able
I
to
guess
get away with like.
I'm in good spot.
Yeah,
then.
you've got a good situation going
I
on.
had 3 R's hanging around in there.
Yeah, I don't have any
going
R's.
with my full name.
Yeah. Greer Alexander Belter.
Yep.
Or is it just Alex?
Alexander.
Okay. So you got 4.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, let's stop doxing ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, this is our GM's name, address, and social security number.
Fight me IRL, scrub lords.
All his proclivities, his daily routine, his hopes and dreams.
Ha! Jokes on those suckers. I haven't got those anymore.
Damn, he's armored himself.
You can't kill me if I'm already dead. Okay.
This is fucking stupid.